It's 8 o'clock in the evening on a Sunday night, and I want to make a cake in my Foodi. I'm not sure if I've ever made a cake, and this one's not going to be stellar, but I'm going to take this cake mix and put it in this Bundt pan and see what comes out. So wish me luck. It says here to take cake mix and 1 1/4 cups of water and 2 eggs and some vegetable oil, and I've got all of that. So it wants to use a beater, but I don't use a beater, and that's probably my first mistake. So we're going to find out how this thing works. And I probably should test this pan, closing that up before I do this, just to make sure. Otherwise I'm going to be in a whole world of horror when I've got nothing but batter in here and nothing to put it in there. So wish me luck. I have put in the eggs, the oil, the water. I've whisked it instead of whatever. I've got my Bundt pan. Let me spray it up, and I don't know how far to fill this. God help me if this thing rises too much, so I'm going to have to keep an eye on it. But yeah, so far so good. Well, other than the fact that I overpoured the oil in the little cup and it kind of spilled on the counter. But other than that, so far so good. So keep going. I know batter rises, and it filled about half of it, and actually it's the lower half in there. So I will keep a close eye on this to make sure that it doesn't get too high, because it's going to go right up against that edge. So far it's all greased up. Let's get it on there. And well, the instructions say 350 for shiny metal or glass pan. That's kind of metal. But 325 for dark or non-stick pan. I think I have a dark or non-stick pan, so I did it for 325. And then it says down here, if you have a 2 8-inch rounds, 30 to 35 minutes, 2 9-inch rounds, 25 to 30. So I did it for 30 minutes. I'm definitely going to check that. And I do know about the toothpick thing. So yeah, and actually once I put it into the Foodi, because it had weight, it sunk to the bottom. So if it rises and rises out of it, which I don't think it will do, it's got a long way to go to actually get to the heating element. So we should be good. So let's keep an eye on this thing, and maybe after about 12 to 15 minutes, well, if the chocolate chip cookies are any indication, that was 325 for 17 minutes. So I'm thinking this will take probably at least a good 25 minutes, and even then it might not be done. So 30 minutes might be about right. So and while the cat's away, the mouse will play. Judy is out of the house, and so if she saw me do this, she'd have a fit. You can't do that. Ha! You're not here, so you're just going to see the end result. And maybe I might even tell you. Of course, you'll see the video, and then you'll know. So, okay, let me clean up. It's alive! It's alive! There it is. Oh my gosh. So 27 minutes. I did the old toothpick trick here and jabbed it in there, and it came out pretty clean. So that was about 3 minutes short of what I had said, and I don't know, I probably could have left it in there for 3 minutes. I guess if it's a little moist in the inside, then it's a little moist. First time effort, better than being dry, I suppose. Yeah, the biggest challenge was getting it out of the pan because it was in there so deep. So I used my spaghetti fork to kind of get in the hole and just give it enough of a lift that I can lift at. Because that edge is exactly the same size as the pot, so there was nothing to grab it by. So far so good. So we're waiting 10 minutes for it to cool, and then I will flip it over, and hopefully it just flips right out, and then we'll take a look. It is time to flip the cake, and this is amazingly cool in here. So I'm going to try it by hand first. It is a little oily though. Actually, you know what? I'm going to get gloves, because I'm going to need to grab it from the bottom. Alright. This is a mess. Oh! Alright. How does this thing come up? First timer here. Yep. This is really... I see... Oh, there it is. Oh, Lord. Well, we've got lava cake. The bottom was... I don't have a toothpick that's that long in there, so the bottom didn't really make it out of there alive too well. Oh, so disappointing. It looks so promising. Oh well, better luck next time. Now, since I don't have to present this to anybody, I've saved what I could out of the pan where it was cooked, and then took the rest and put it in a little smaller pan, and I'm cooking that up to finish the cook, so that'll be like a little mini thing of cake. Yeah, I wish I had thought of that just a little bit before I was slicing this stuff, but yeah, so the lesson of the story was kind of what I thought that it would be, is that something that big really doesn't cook very well in here, and the cookies kind of taught me that. I stuck the toothpick in, and yes, it was good all the way as far as I could put the toothpick in. The problem is this Bundt pan is so darn deep that the place that I didn't get to was all moist, and had I cooked that to perfection, then the top part would have been all burnt. So yeah, something along a little thinner pie pan definitely would have worked much better in there. So that's the lesson to take away from this. So let's wait for this to come out and see what we got. Now here's a guy that thinks on his feet, sort of. So there is the remnants of what didn't cook, and because I cooked the cookies in there, I kind of have some idea of how it cooks. So put it in there for about 11 minutes at 325. Just scoped it. It's pretty thin, a little thicker than the cookie, but it's cake dough, so it's not nearly as dense. And it looks done, so I'll let that cool for a few minutes and then turn it upside down, and we'll have like a mini pancake cake. So, yay! Ta-da! So, it worked. It's a little flat, but it worked. And so, I will conclude this video by saying that I am currently waiting for our first granddaughter to arrive. My daughter is in labor as we speak. My wife is down at the hospital. It is going to be hours from now. It has been hours and hours already. It'll be hours from now. So I thought I'd cook my granddaughter a cake. And so I promise that I will cook a better cake than this for you next time. But happy birthday, little baby Ripley.